Hi, obviously everybody knows. My name is Janice, and I'm really glad I'm a precursor to the Chloe group that was up here, Chloe Capital. Anyhow, I own a company called Green Enviro Machine, and I'm the founder of it. And what we do is I invented a nitrogen tire inflation system for vending. So similar to an air machine, you can actually use it to fill your tires with nitrogen. Some of the problems that we run into is millions of gallons of fuel are wasted each and every day. Running your tires under 10% of the suggested manufacturer's tire pressure causes a 25% diminishable life of the actual tire. So your tire wear decreases dramatically. And basically 90% of all the tire failures are based on underinflated tires because of heat buildup. This shows, the first one was an example of one of the kind of competitive machines. The competitive machines generally operate in an environment that the dealers and the tire stores currently work with. They take in your car, they sell you tires, they fill up the tires with nitrogen, and basically you have to go back to them. They charge you $60 to $160, and you go back for your top offs, etc. during that course of time. As you can see, it's very cumbersome, and it takes quite a while. They're taking in your car, and their real goal is the upsell that comes with topping off your tires with nitrogen. So you can be waiting hours sometimes, depending on when you go. Benefits that you get with nitrogen inflated tires. It's a green system and it reduces emissions. Basically, with your tire pressure, you don't end up with a lot of pressure swings because A, there's no moisture, and B, nitrogen doesn't turn into a liquid until minus 323 degrees Fahrenheit. So temperature doesn't really affect it. So whether you're in Alaska or whether you're in South Florida, you're not going to run into that. Saves gas. Now, here I've only quoted 4%. That would be for a general consumer and maybe somebody who drives about 12,000 miles a year. If you look at fleet companies or people that, as I call road rangers, in sales, have company cars, etc., that number grows dramatically. There's been a bunch of reports. It can be up to 60% of gas savings. So, tire wear is the other problem. I don't know how many of you drive around quite a bit or drive across country, and what you'll find is there's a lot of tire blowouts. Generally, you'll see ones from trucks, etc. So basically it's because of tire pressure drops or heat, moisture, all of the kind of things that they get with air. I also have a story. A friend of mine recently had talked to me about this. He had gone to a Sam's big box store and had bought his tires there and went back to get his tires topped off. And it was a weekend, it was Saturday, he was number 8 in line, and they told him it would be about an hour. So he sat in the area where he was waiting and he counted the number of people that went before him. And after about 2 hours, he realized they were up to number 15 and skipped him, number 8. And what the big play there was, he said, had your machine, even though they had the competitive nitrogen technology, had your machine been out in the parking lot, I would have paid the $5 to top off my tires and left. And it takes 3 minutes. Also improves the handling and steering of your vehicle. Solution again is my Kiwi machine. It's got a lot of benefits. It's convenient, safe to use, self-service, credit card friendly, user friendly, and it works just like an air machine. This shows you the markets. I looked at really just one particular market of fleets, and TAMA's total area market, and I looked at the number of tires. If you read it in a little more detail, you'll see that. And ultimately, I ended up just looking at 2% of the entire market for fleets for autos and tractor trailers or regular trucks. And by the end of the day, it's kind of hard to read, but $89.7 million is 2% of that group. Forward marketing strategy, going after fleets and automotive fleets is really how we're looking at it. And again, the gas savings, the tire blowouts, the safety factor, the captive audience, they really, really watch what they spend. They're strategically aligned and financially viable. This shows you the value proposition, and I compared it to air along with PSA or the alternative technologies that the tire stores and dealers cover. Traction. Currently, I have a Gen 1 machine, and the target segment, which is fleets, is very, very large. I'm working now with RPI Design Lab on a Gen 2 machine. Its design is fairly different. It's going to have more of a computer interface with the customer, the end user, and it's going to do a lot more things, just better as opposed to an air machine. I'm doing a pilot test. I actually set my machine out, my Gen 1 machine, headed to a fleet company in La Porte, Texas, near the Port of Houston. So that'll be March 20th. And thirdly, or fourthly, I should say, that's when we start to acquire customers. I've had a lot of people offering helping hands. This is a group of people on my team, various expertise. One was a mentor, some came from Redbox, other people have expertise in the energy sector. The Gen 2 machine is going to be completely green. I will have solar panels on the top of it, so it's a good thing. And then I need some help, and this is where I need assistance. Any introductions anybody can give me to key stakeholders, relevant sales growth markets, and again, there are multiple ones. The target market I focused on, but there's convenience stores, auto parts stores, etc. Investment dollars, advisors, employees, interns, all that. And any additional ideas, questions that anyone may have, I'd love to answer. And all my contact information is below, plus there's somebody all the way in the back, and she has quite a few, she's kind of raising her hand, she has quite a few of my business cards if you need more information. Any questions?
What's your source of the nitrogen? How are you producing it? Is it being delivered or is it being produced?
The question was, what is the source of the nitrogen? Is it being delivered, produced, or how am I making it? Currently, I came from the cryogenic industry. I sold all cryogenics for, your real big companies like Praxair, et cetera. I used to deliver to distributors, and I'll be using a lot of that distributor network, at least throughout the U.S., and they'll be delivering the bottles along with providing me maintenance for all of my systems, the way I have it set up. So that will initially be how I start. Any other questions?
Now, how are you going to address the quality of this nitrogen?
I sold bulk nitrogen to distributors. The least quality nitrogen that people like the Praxairs, the Air Products, the Lindy's, and Matheson, and Trigas, and I could go on, but the air separation equipment makes 5 9 spots, so 99.9995. By the time they put it through the manifold systems and put it into individual cylinders, you'll get an MSDS sheet, and the purity will be 99.5%.
Thank you.
Thank you all for your time.